Hi, I finally finished my little Christmas mailbox, and as you can see, I think it turned out pretty good. I will have detailed pictures at the end about the last 30-40 seconds of the video, but I left this tutorial all in one clip. If you guys would rather it be broken up, just let me know, give me some feedback, and we'll see how it goes. Hope you like it. Good morning, this is Deanna with Fern's Frills, and as promised, I said I was going to use Cynthia Lou Who's template to make a little mailbox this week, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so when you first get it, you're going to download your template, and you get a front, which actually is a front and a bottom, a side, and a top, okay? And they're going to look exactly like this, okay? And you cut those out, and I figured you guys knew how to do that. So I have my pieces cut out, and then you're going to cut out your paper to match. Now, you do need on the front, on your front template, you're going to split this up. This is not going to be one big long piece of paper, because when paper goes around a corner, it's not going to do well. So you're going to cut at the fold line, okay, and you need to decide whether or not you want your papers to be your mailbox to be covered inside and out, or just on the outside. And I'm going to cover mine on both. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. I moved my chair back and it hit it. Alright, so I am all ready. Now I scored. What you have to do, and I'm not real sure if you can see this real well, but yeah, you can. You score those every quarter of an inch, and you want to fold toward the mountain, okay? So if you were to score something on your scoreboard, and you have your paper like this, when you pick it up on this side, that's the valley, okay? You push that down in there. The mountain is over here, and it looks like you should fold it this way, but you shouldn't. You should fold it toward that, okay? So you're going to fold it toward that, and it is going to make a perfect curve with no lumps, bumps, nothing in it, okay? And when, of course, it's got your score marks here, but those are going to be covered up with your paper. Okay, sorry about that. How the grandkids over here had to make them stop turning the lights on and off. Okay, so that's what you're going to do there. On your front, you are going to score down the lines that it tells you to, and on your sides. Now, I am using very lightweight chipboard, okay, that is easily scored. Now, if you don't have lightweight chipboard, if you have the thicker kind, okay, what you're going to want to do is explode this, and maybe I'll do a tutorial on that too. But for this one, we're going to assume you have lightweight chipboard, and you're going to score down the lines, which is not that easy. And I just broke, did I just break my, oh you guys, I am mad. I just broke my crochet hook. Oh, how aggravating. Real professional scoring tool here. But it gets down in those dealies really well. But it's my crochet hook. I'm gonna have to get another one. This is my lifeline. I use it all the time. Oh, and I just pushed it way too hard and just did it. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we do is we're just going to cover it with paper. And I like to use Scotch Quick Dry because it quickly dries. And as I said, the front one, of course, quickly dries inside the thing too. Hold on. Okay, second disaster of the day averted. Alright, so I have chose to cover the inside, so I'm going to do that first. It just seems to work a lot better for me. So instead of you sitting here watching me do that, you guys can figure that out. Hold on. Okay, one thing to let you know about putting it, if you're going to cover the inside, life's going to be a lot easier if you just go ahead and cut this to the inside of your deals. Instead of having your tabs folded and everything, it's going to be a lot easier if you just do it like that. So that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so we are ready for assembly, and for this part I would use hot glue and your bottom flap of your bottom. You're going to put your hot glue on there. And that is going to adhere right to the inside of the back. Just like that. Okay, and then it folds up like this. Folds over, see? Alright. This is just super simple, you guys. Alright, so this time you're going to do the bottom of your side. Flush it up to the side and glue it down. Just like that. This one, you're going to do the same. Now, you can always do this with half and half. In fact, usually that is what I would do, is I would do half Glossy Accents, which is a really, really strong glue, and half a little bit of hot glue, and that way the hot glue holds it there so the Glossy Accents can dry. For sake of the video, I decided not to. So, this is what you do. Now you're going to want to adhere your side to the inside of your back. Push up your corners. Now we're going to be covering these, so we're going to make them, they're not horribly important. You're going to be like, ooh, that looks yucko. But we're going to cover it up, and it's never going to be seen, so you guys will love it when it's done. And that is one thing, doing it the other way, that you never have a problem with. But that's for a different deal. And Cynthia has a really good Ustream on this already. So if you want to go back and look at it, it's her Mailbox Ustream in her recordeds. And you guys, she just does it with this craft knife, and it all comes out so perfect. And yeah, so you're getting a very stripped down version today. Alright, so there's your box. It's done. And if you need any glue, anything special, but it's nice and flat. It's perfect. This comes over. Everything is fitting really nice. We've done an excellent job so far. Okay, now we're back, and I'm going to make a pocket to go on the front of my mailbox. And what you do, you can do this for any size. Just doing this for the newbies. You want to measure your length, and this is 6 inches. And for this particular pocket, I'm going to make it actually come out a 1/4 of an inch. So it's going to have to, you're going to have to add a 1/2 an inch on this side for a 1/4 inch fold. For the 1/4 inch fold here and a 1/4 inch fold here, that makes half. So yeah, I'm going to have to add in a 1/2 an inch, and then I want it to lay under at what am I trying to say? Another 1/2 an inch. A 1/2 an inch rather than a 1/4, because I want a good solid base to hold it on. So a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here is 1 inch. So 1 inch and a 1/2 makes 1 1/2 inches. So 6 is 1 1/2 is 7 1/2. So you're going to cut your piece that you want your pocket at 7 1/2 inches. I want it to be 2 inches up and down here. So I am going to add just a 1/2 an inch at the bottom, 1/4 inch fold and a 1/4 inch to glue. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to go in a 1/2 an inch and score from the edge, and then go in a 1/4 of an inch and score from a 1/2 inch, and then 3/4 from the edge, or a 1/4 inch from the other one that you just went through. And that's 2 lines on your dealie for Martha Stewart scoreboard. I like to turn mine around because I seems to be awfully close over here up against this to do it that way, so I just turn it around. So I score 1/2 inch in, which is 7 inches, and then a 1/4 inch from there, which is 6 3/4. Okay, and no, this is not anything special. It's just as you heard before. Now I want this is a directional, and I want my my little deer to be up. So this needs to be the top. So this needs to be the bottom. I'm going to put it on there like that, and I'm going to score at a 1/4 of an inch and a 1/2 an inch. So 2 and 2 1/4. This is just a crochet hook that now can no longer be used as a crochet hook because I bent it last night. Okay, and I suppose it could be, but yeah. Anyhow, all right. So you're going to get a double square down here. You want to cut the largest square in this. Actually, it's kind of hard to see. Okay, so you're going to come out like that. Okay. Let me just do this real quick rather than turning it off. Okay, there you go. Now, what we want to do is on all of the sides, we are going to take a very teeny tiny little corner off. That way they don't stick out. Just a little tiny angle to your first score line. All right, and then you're going to fold those. At some point I'm going to get the McGill tools, flower blossom tools, that are the little embossers with the little round tips and different sizes, so you can really do some cool things. That was on there yesterday. That's what Catherine's got, and I just love them. But they're $15 at the moment, so I will use my little crochet hook. Alright, so there you've got a little half box. See that? And see that? So that's going to stand out that far. Okay? Then you ink your edges, and then we'll glue it on here. So I'm going to go ink my edge, make it all pretty, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. I have put a very thin line of double-sided tape on here, score tape, just so that it'll stick first, and then I am putting the liquid adhesive on so that it will not stick to my papers. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go in there, put that down. All right, there we go. We've got a little pocket right there. You guys starting to understand what we're going to do with this? Okay, I will be right back. Okay, I don't think I told you guys I'm using the Yuletide collection from K & Company, and that was last year's, or it might have been a couple years ago. I don't know. I got it last year, and Cynthia has this on her shop, so if you go to A Little Scrap of Heaven, Cynthia Luhu's shop, or from her blog, you can get there too. It's got the template for the box and this paper, which is absolutely scrumptious. I love that part of it. I like all of it, actually. Okay, so I cut these at 4 by 5, and these are our little letters. And I'm going to sit them right there. Every year, my family does a, we draw names for our Christmas. And we're always scrambling around after that, trying to figure out who wants what, you know. And I thought, well, why don't we just write it down? So, and the babies, grandbabies are going to love doing this. So, they're not going to flop out like that. But I stamp them with some nice journaling lines, and it's just parchment paper that I had, and they're going to sit right there. So this is going to be Santa's mailbox, and this is very I don't know, it's not really my colors are pinks and are this for Christmas. So even though this paper isn't what I would call non-traditional, it's muted enough to where you could use a red, because this is red on here, and there's red on here, especially the glimmer. I don't know if you can see that it's foiled. The foil is red. But you can go the other way also and do it real vintage and pink. So I am actually going to use the pink, I think. And I like how it brings it out. But I also like this, and I don't want to use up all my roses. I love the brown, okay? Now, you could just put this on here flat, but let me fix my camera just a little bit. Oops. There we go. Okay. See, this is red up against it. I mean, bright, bright, bright red. I don't think you need muted colors for this. But anyway, I want to cover all of these and make it look more like a box, a post office box. But I don't want to use all my roses, and I don't want it flat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to gather these. Now, this is, let's see, from top to the bottom is about 6 inches. What I do, if I'm going to do it with needle and thread, which I am with this one because I want it to last a long time, sometimes I just put hot glue on there and scrunch it up. But this time I'm actually going to sew it. So if your length is 6, you want it. I personally love the look of 2.5 times. So what I am going to do is cut this at, let's see, 12 and then 3 inches. That would be 15 inches. 15 inches for the lace for one side here. I'm also going to add another 12 inches for this because it's 6 inches around. So that brings it out to 15, and 12 is going to be, let's see, 12 and 12 is 24, 25, 26, 27 inches. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at 27 inches. I'm going to gather it, and we'll come back and see how well I did. Okay, I'm sorry, I forget some people don't know how to sew. So what you do is take a needle and thread, and you're just going to do what's called a running stitch. And what that is, you don't have to worry about it being neat or anything, but you go right down the middle, if you want it like I do, right down the middle of your ribbon, and you just in and out. That's all you're doing. In and out. Okay? So you get this long gathering stitch in it. When you pull your thread through, okay, this is straight, but then when you pull it, see how it's going to curl? It's going to gather it all up. Okay? Okay, so when we've got our piece of ribbon all nice and scrunched, okay, I'm going to put it on here and see if it fits. Now, I did not think, and I'm probably going to use this for another piece, but because I want it to go around this whole area, so I should have made it longer and did it, but it's no big deal because when it's scrunched, you can just put it on there and it'll look there. But okay, now this piece, the way I showed you how to do it at 2.5, comes out for me perfect. I like the nice gathered look. Now, if you want it less or you want it more, you just pull on your gathering thread and make it to whatever length that you want it. Now when you get it at the length that you like, which I think this is perfect, but let me make sure it fits. Yes, it fits around there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knot. I didn't undo my thread or anything yet. I'm going to make a knot in at the size that I want this to be. And I'm going to tuck in my raw edge, pull it up, and what you do is you just put your thread in there and you bring it out until you have a loop. See how there's a loop there? You're going to go right into the loop with your thread once, and you didn't pull up the loop. The loop's still there. So you're going to go back in around again. So you're wrapping that loop twice. That makes you a good solid knot. You can do it a couple of times if you'd like. I usually do it more than once. That way my knot's really strong. So here I've got it down to where I have a loop. I don't know if you can see that loop or not. Trying to get it. There we go. Here's my loop, and I'm going to go in through it, pull it, but hold on to the loop, and then bring it around and go in the same side again so that it wraps around that loop. And just pull it and cut it off, and you are done and ready to glue your ribbon onto your project. Okay, so let me see here if we can. Alright, this is one side, and we'll clean up all the little thingies, but I'll show you. And as I said before, I put glossy accents down first. It doesn't dry real fast, so this is actually still wet, but I tacked it with hot glue, so it'll stay on there and I can go on with what I am doing. Good trick to use your hot glue as your
people next door, honey.
As your holder, you know, and that way you don't have to sit there and hold it until it gets perfect. Okay, so I am going to try and fix my camera, and then I will show you how to do this side. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right. Now let's go through. I just go around the entire edge because it's not going to, if you did this with quick dry, it would be dry before you even got there. And like I said, glossy accents, a lot of people don't realize, but it is an absolutely excellent glue. Once this dries, this is not going to go anywhere. And if it happens to squeeze out or whatever, it just looks shiny and pretty. And so that helps too. So I am going to start right down here in the middle of my bottom. And I'm just going to put just a little dollop and stick my beginnings of my ribbon there, and then I just go around and tack it with the hot glue. And then you only have to sit there and hold it for a few seconds rather than forever. Which, I mean, it would be 20 minutes before it was set up enough for you to be able to do this. You know, just leave it with the with just glossy accents. So you just go along the whole length and just tack it in place. That's all there is to it. continue on with my other piece. Won't even know it's there. It's been seamed. This glossy accents is also getting down in the crevices that I just did with hot glue on this before, and that will help it also. I'm going to turn it over and let it set so it'll all squash down into that. Glossy accents. Good dollop there on the end. Bring it around, squash it down. And there you go. And we will clean up the all the other parts a little bit later. You know, anything that's kind of coming up, we'll just go underneath there and tack it down with hot glue. But as you can see, it works pretty good. Okay, now I went through and cut out these images from the collection. The little drummer boy, little boy in his PJs, and this, oops, upside down, this pretty little girl. So, excuse my hands there. I am going to go in here and I am just going to ink his edges, glue him there, and glue her there. What do you think? I think that'll look really nice. Give it a little bit more of a fun feel. Okay, be back. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot to have the recording on when I did my pretty little roses across there. And those are from, I want to say I got these from SA Crafters. I think I did the Zibbit shop, SA Crafters. And I did it the same way with the glossy accents and the hot glue. Okay. And that's where my non-traditional colors are coming in. Now, I have made, what do you guys think? I have made this little, you know, mailbox flag. And I was going to put it here and have it flip up there and say, got mail. Okay. I was going to leave it down and actually have it functioning, but I don't think I will. I think I'll put it here. But you know what I think would be really even a lot cuter than this? Is to have a candy cane and have a little sign hanging off the end of the candy cane saying, got mail. So that was an idea after I had this. So this is going away. So I'm going to make a candy cane in a minute. And we're going to do a candy cane instead. Now, this is a little bit different. I have made my box to where when it's quote-unquote closed, it's going to have a mail slot. Okay? It's going to have a mail slot right across there. And I know it doesn't look even right now because... But it's because I'm holding down one edge more than the other. But when I get it on there, it's going to be like that. And I'm going to put a big... I think I'll put a big, like, rose type bow or something, or maybe a pink, what do you call those? Poinsettia, on here. And they'll just unhook the bow part and they can slip their letter right inside there. And then when I want, somebody wants to see what, we go to draw our names and everything, we can just open it and reach in there and get the stuff out. So I want it to be closed all the time, but yet I want it to be able to be opened. So what I am going to do, my daughter suggested that when we put our trim across here, to attach it at the sides with a with the Velcro on this trim that we put across here. So I am going to use the roses. Really, I want roses across there like this too, but the roses are not going to I don't want them to be my hinge for this, or the closure. So I am going to use some gathered brown across there. And so then you're going to still have, we're still going to have our slots.
It's
see?
11 o'clock.
But, and you know what? I won't make it flip, the flower flip up. We'll just put it there. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go gather this, and then we'll get at it. All right, on this last portion, I am going to just kind of narrate it, because I was actually listening to a Ustream show during this time. So I decided that I wanted that raw edge to be covered. So I went through with glossy accents and my glue gun and just covered it flat, and then when I was done with that, I went over it with the ruffled. So I think what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and let you watch this. I really enjoyed making this video. If you like it, let me know, and I will try to do some more with this technique, and just kind of going through. As I said, I don't know how to do the fast forwarding on my iMovie editing program that I use for my Mac, and I just can't seem to find out how to do it. So if anybody knows, and if you would rather see just the fast forwarding, then I'll be glad to do it that way also. I kind of actually enjoyed doing it this way because I could explain what I was doing as I was doing it. So you guys let me know what you think, and we will do it that way from now on, whatever you guys like best. I kind of like to, I don't know what people are thinking. It kind of helped when I was getting started to be able to do Ustreams and actually see the process. And that's what I've tried to show here. Unfortunately, the very last, here I'm showing you my lace, my ribbon on this side, I only did my gathering stitch on the side so that it's a ruffle rather than a double-edged ruffle like I did on the other side. But anyway, I enjoyed seeing people's process of what they were thinking, how they figured things out. Like I showed you how to do the little standout box and how to figure out the measurements. That way you don't have to use these measurements. You can figure it out for yourself on any measurement that you have. And that was kind of my thinking with this whole process. And I am sorry that the very end decorating, when I put on the Velcro strips and stuff, did not get uh, recorded. For some reason my camera went off and I didn't realize it. So I do apologize for that. But it was basically just real simple. I took the ends of that ribbon that you see me putting on right now, curled them up, and put a Velcro strip on them and adhered it to the side of the box so that I can open and close the box, but that it will be held closed with that mailbox slot on there so that we can put our little wish lists inside. So I have just finished this up and I put on the flag. I did decide not to do the candy cane because I couldn't figure it out in non-traditional colors. I didn't have one that would work for that. So I just did my flag, and one of my friends on Little Scrap of Heaven, she suggested elf mail, so I put elf mail on there instead of got mail, and I think it turned out nice, and I hope you like it.